Okay, I just want to understand from you, Atishi. It's a long, reality check that we did because a lot of people have been complaining, including senior politicians, those who have been saying they have not been able to get the test done. Overall, we found that the tests are happening. Private labs, most of them are testing, the ones that we call. The cost is high. Few of them are insisting that you get a prescription from us and only then we'll test. But the most startling fact, Atishi, is these labs claim that the government has told them to take only a certain number of tests. Why is the government of Delhi asking them to test 40 to 45 people every day?
Two, three things, Ankit. I've also been listening to the entire narrative of your reality check. First of all, I think that what has come across from the entire reality check that you've done, that it is in fact not difficult in Delhi to get yourself tested for coronavirus. Yes, there were problems from what I gathered of some hospitals or labs not picking up the phone, but I think everyone who picked up the phone gave a time to which you could come and get yourselves tested. The government hospitals made it very clear that
Yes.
testing would happen so I think that first of all, this should really, your reality check should set aside all the speculations that testing is not happening in Delhi. I have been coming to your TV debates and other TV debates now for past several days and actually giving the data as to how actually Delhi has the greatest number of tests per million. Delhi now stands at about 13,000 tests per million, whereas Uttar Pradesh is still at 1,500 tests per million. Rajasthan is, I think, at 3,500 tests per million. So, yes, testing is happening. Number two, there is absolutely, and I would like to clarify, there is absolutely no cap on any testing that has been put by the Delhi government. Whatever cap is there, I guess, in some labs, has to do with the fact that this is a complicated test. It requires, as our colleague, we have one colleague here from one of the testing labs, etc. From what I understand of the test, first there is a process of RNA extraction and then you actually do the testing. So there is often a limit to the number of tests that different labs can actually do. There is absolutely no limit that has been set by the Delhi government, and you could see yourself
Atishi,
that government hospitals also said very clearly
Yes.
that you come into the flu clinic and you get yourself tested there.
Atishi, but please tell me, yes, you are quoting a data that will make it seem like Delhi is testing high, and that was the case. From June 1st to now, there has been a steady decline in the number of daily tests that the government of Delhi is doing. On 8 June, it came down as low as 3,700 tests. If I take the rolling average from 1st June to now, Delhi is among the places where testing is least. In June, when the cases of coronavirus are almost rising with more than 12 to 1,500 cases every single day, the testing has come down. You can't deny that fact and can't hide by the fact that initially you were testing high.
First of all, Ankit, yes, there was a phase in between where we took action against 7 or 8 labs, and that is one of the reasons that could be responsible for a slightly lower rate of testing. Having said that, if you were to see that the average testing being done every given day on Delhi still stands at 2 times the amount of tests that are being done in any other state across the country. And mind you, Delhi, look at the size of Delhi and look at the size of Uttar Pradesh. So even in terms of the amount of testing, there is just the sheer numbers that are happening is much, much higher in Delhi than in all other neighboring states. 7 or 8 labs out of the 42 labs have been given show cause notices because of their delays in giving test results, as well as getting wrong testing results. And I think that is a very legitimate reason for a government to take action against any labs. And if there are concerns that come like that from other labs or any other hospitals, we will continue to take action. But I think your report has, as far as I'm concerned, conclusively shown that it's a myth that you can't get yourself tested in Delhi.
No, our motive never is to show, somebody in any light. We just wanted to do a check on how difficult or easy it is. Yes, private labs are working. Many, of course, as you said, are not responding. But those who are, there are certain problems in terms of maybe costing and how they are testing. But largely, people are responding and they are testing. I also have a picture where there are hundreds of people outside a flu clinic. That possibly in a government hospital needs to be checked. But Ameera Shah, I just want to understand from you, and your Metropolis testing lab also figured in our reality check. 3 numbers were there. We tried all 3. Nobody responded. Is there a reason why the testing capacity, the labs are not testing to their full capacity?
I think firstly, you're calling after 6 p.m., which may be one of the reasons why you may not be getting a constant response. I think people also do leave for home usually when they're working, especially in essential services. If you dial our toll-free number, you will get a response usually anytime up to 6. So that's one thing. I think when you're talking about lesser tests done, specifically for Delhi, I know there has not been any formal instruction to reduce testing or to do less tests. But the only suggestion I have for all state governments, actually not specifically for Delhi, is that the private and public sector have to actually work together to tackle this COVID crisis. And unfortunately, at this point of time, there is a lot of fear with private working with governments to be able to actually get this synergy and partnership flowing beautifully. I would suggest humbly to all state governments that involve us in your forecasts for where you expect the numbers to go, in what terms the number of COVID tests will be done in your municipal corporation. We will be able to build and escalate our supply capacity to handle that, because this has usually a lag period of 1 to 2 months to build capacity to handle what is coming. Usually, most of the top lab chains are getting stuck in this cycle where we are only building incrementally because we don't know where we are going. And if we work in partnership, we believe we can solve this COVID crisis much better.
Ameera, I was reading a statement of yours in which you were saying that you have, and that was in context with Mumbai, that you have a huge testing capacity, I believe some 5,000 tests per day, but because of certain constraints, you have not been able to utilize that. So is there possibly, lack of manpower, government direction? Why have you not been able to do that? And the other important point, which the government of Delhi also made when I spoke to them earlier, is that there is a delay in processing and giving results. Something that you would also know because a notice has been sent in Mumbai to one of your labs as well.
See, the way this normally should work is, let's say when we started in March, if, like I said, if every municipal corporation or state government worked with the top labs in the area and said, look, by April, this is the number expected. By May, this is the number expected. Then all of us would have built our capacities. Please understand, these equipments are all imported. They need time to arrive. Manpower is highly skilled. These are not automated tests. These are all manual tests. So to build capacity, you need time. Like I said, what has happened is that none of the labs have been given any forecasting. So we've not had time to build our capacities. We are collecting samples. And then our people are falling sick. See, we have to realize that our employees of all the lab chains are also falling sick because they are contracting COVID or other diseases from their homes. When they get sick, other employees don't come to work. So we are all getting stuck in a cycle. And I think state labs are facing the same challenges. The suppliers who are providing equipments and reagents don't have a steady stream of materials either. But what is the fact is that every single lab chain I know, including us, is providing services 24/7, working 18-hour tirelessly every day to help the government in this entire endeavor. The only request I have is work with us as partners. Often when labs are constantly getting show cause notices for this or that, it is not because of a lack of intent. It is because there are genuine challenges on the ground. Shutting us down or stopping us from doing testing will not help anybody and not the citizens of the country for sure. Let us work as partners to overcome.
That's a very important point that you're making, Mr. Mahajan. Harsh Mahajan, he is the founder of the Mahajan Imaging Services. He's also with us on the broadcast. Mr. Mahajan, I called up the number of the Mahajan Imaging Services at Defence Colony. I was told that they are not testing, but a subsidiary of your company is testing for COVID-19. Could you tell us what are the constraints as a testing facility that you are facing? Is there a deliberate attempt, or is there, overwhelming numbers, the reason why you have not been able to test to full capacity?
See, one thing is very clear, that from the Delhi government, there is no instruction implied or implicit saying that don't test only this number and not more. Not at all. That should be made clear in the beginning. And as has been said by Ms. Atishi as well as by Ms. Shah, there is a constraint within a system of how much you can test. It's not that if today 500 samples were to come to our lab, we would be able to do all 500. Like it has been said, most of the process is a manual process of extraction of the virus before you're able to identify whether a sample is positive or not. RT-PCR test is the final part. Also, getting the sample itself, going to a patient's house or going to a locality, that also is a constraint, because there is only that many that one person will be able to collect in a day, because he has to go to far-flung places. Also, the act of actually collecting the sample is a very important act, and this can be the difference between getting a positive result and a negative result. As you know, this test in the best of hands has 30% false negative. That means 1 out of 3 cases will get missed in the best of hands. And that's why you need the best of your people to go and collect the sample. So at every place, there is some physical restriction. We may be able to buy more machines which can run more tests, but collecting the sample itself and then extraction, even using automatic extractors, there is a physical element to it, and that is the reason. And then the number of labs which have the capability of doing this molecular testing is also limited. So it's a combination of factors which is leading to our not being able to ramp up the numbers that we want. And a very important point made by Ms. Shah also
very quickly, sir, is there also... Yes.
Please go ahead.
Sir, very quickly, I just wanted to understand from you that is there also a shortage of trained manpower in the labs to, in fact, process these tests?
There is. It's not that today I have 5 machines, tomorrow I get 5 more, and we'll have people to run them. It's not like that. And that's where gradually, as quickly as possible, of course, we will have to ramp up the training also of people who have the requisite, degrees or diplomas, but who haven't had on-the-work job training. And that's a part where I think the public as well as the private need to come together, one helping the other. I do know that one large lab has helped the Assam government within its medical colleges train people, and now they are running the tests.
Okay, Atishi, I just want a quick reaction from you to this statement that we have got from Dr. Lal Path Labs. They are saying we are testing at least 2,000 samples a day. Some of them are being sent by the government of Delhi. Some others are being sent by other places. Our capacity to test is about 4,000 samples. Then he makes a very important point, saying the government of Delhi has been going in opposite direction. They had initially asked the labs to stop and some were back. Now they are again asking us to gradually increase. There seems to be mismanagement or at least non-conformity with what direction the government wants the testing labs to go into.
Ankit, I think that the entire sequence of events is very clear. The Delhi government had given instructions not to test asymptomatic patients because we were getting a lot of complaints about how the symptomatic patients were not actually getting tested. But as you know, that order that order was communicated to all the labs, but that order was overturned by the LG, and so therefore now this is the reason why a lab might feel that there are contradictory orders, because one decision was taken and then that decision was changed within a few days. But having said that, I think, and there's 2 representatives from labs who are here on this show itself, there has been absolutely no instruction to any lab, either implicit or in writing, that testing has to be reduced. If that was the case, Delhi would not have the highest testing numbers across the country. And if that was the case, you would not have had the kind of response that you did from across the board, from private testing labs as well as government hospitals, none of whom refused. I was on your show regarding hospitals, and there was yesterday, and we did have some concerns, and we are looking to them how private hospitals were not admitting people. But today we saw nothing like that. Every private hospital, every private lab, every government lab have agreed. They might have certain timings, they might have a certain limit on the number of tests they can actually perform, but no one has refused testing. So as I said, I think this should settle the matter once and for all, that anyone who wants to get tested in Delhi for COVID-19 can get themselves tested.
Okay, I just want to now focus and very quickly, Ms. Shah, if I can come to you, how can we ramp up testing? What can be done? Your suggestion to the government?
Absolutely. I think, like I said, we should sit down with every municipal corporation and see exactly where they believe that the sample testing requirement will be 1 month from now, 2 months from now, 3 months from now. This is not a short-term crisis we are in. We believe obviously it's going to go on for the next many months and people are going to require testing. If we can work collaboratively and do that demand forecasting, I know as Metropolis, we can stand up and support any government with any amount required. It's not a problem. We just need some advance notice and we need a little bit of reasonableness where tomorrow if 80 to 90% reports are within the 24-hour bracket, the government should understand that it may not always be possible to do 100% for the simple reason because your employees fall sick or you don't get reagents in time. Just for your information, in America, the standard report turnaround time is 4 days for a COVID PCR test. I think today, as lab teams in the country, we are doing a phenomenal job by being able to give reports in 24 hours for most patients to the government.
Okay.
Ankit, I would like to add to that.
I will leave it there. Thank you so much for... Yes, quickly. Go ahead, Atishi.
So I was saying that while we have had issues with some labs, I would like to commend most private labs and government labs who have literally been working 24 hours a day to make sure that all samples get processed. And private labs have come forward and supported the government because we have been sending samples across to them as well for testing.
Well, everybody from the WHO to the experts have been saying the only way out is to test and test more. We are hoping that instead of numbers sliding down, Delhi once again sees a surge in the number of testing of the coronavirus patients. And that possibly is going to lead us to a better picture and a better strategy to deal with the crisis which is coming up as far as the coronavirus is concerned. Thank you so much, Atishi. Also to Ms. Shah and Mr. Mahajan for joining me on this broadcast.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.